cities all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
And I approve this message.
Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders. Just win, baby, win, baby, win, baby.
We are the
Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders, Oakland Raiders. Just win, baby, win, baby, win, baby. Don't need no invitation. We are that Raider Nation. We rock that black and silver. We make them shake and shiver. We make them reconsider. And we still committed. So if you want a piece of this, you can come and get it. Touchdown, touchdown. Let's throw a bomb on first down. Let's throw a bomb on every down. First we score, then we clown. Having fun, look around. Nobody loud as a Raider crowd. Nobody proud as a Raider crowd. NFL, how you like me now? We gon' do this open style. Nothing but action. I'm Bo Jackson, hit the hole. Run you over, goal line. Jumping over, going crazy. Lose your soul, lose your mind in the black hole. Here's the goal, Super Bowl. And everybody here, get the goal. Don't need no invitation. We are that Raider Nation. We rock that black and silver. We make them shake and shiver. We make them reconsider. And we still committed. So if you want a piece of this, you can come and get it. Oakland Raiders.
Raiders, what is up? What is up? What is up, Raider Nation? It is your boy Cheeto Linus back on Monday. Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans out there. I got my boy Chona with me in the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How we doing? How we doing? Happy Veterans Day, dog. Happy Veterans Day.
Hey. Appreciate it, dog. And we got two guests today. We got our boy Jay Raider and our boy Jeff New England Raider. What's up, y'all?
What's up? What's up?
How we doing?
Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. Happy Veterans Day to you, Cheeto.
All veterans.
Happy Veterans Day to you and everybody else out there. Thank you.
Man, I don't know about y'all, but I was so excited that In-N-Out participated this year. I took my ass to In-N-Out and I got a double animal style with fries and a Coke. Oh, love it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, bro. They participated today.
I saw you got a little patch too.
Yeah. They give you like a little sticker. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, bro. It's pretty cool. Yeah. But how are you guys, man? How are you? How was the weekend?
Good, man. They didn't stress out this weekend.
Nothing to worry about this weekend.
But you didn't put any bets in this weekend? Be stressing out?
I didn't put no bets in this weekend, so I was like, it was one of those. You know what? It was a bye week. It's a bye week. It's a complete bye week.
No.
You know what I mean? So
what about you? I know. Can you bet in New England and New Mexico? Or you guys do the online gambling or no?
Oh, yeah. It barely came to our state. We barely got like sportsbook and shit. If not,
okay.
Yeah, like online sportsbook, not like the one at casino. But yeah, we could do it. Yeah, we could do it. I was doing some fantasy, but I stopped like at week 3, week 4 when we started losing and shit. I'm like, and everybody started getting injured. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah. What about you, Jeff? You do a little?
We got a casino the next town over. It's
okay.
Valley's used to be Twin River. You could do the sports betting there, but as far as like DraftKings apps and so, I can do like fantasy football on DraftKings for money, but you still can't do the betting that way, unfortunately. At least not yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully soon though.
That's like the opposite of
Miami County. Yeah.
The casino, like DraftKings and stuff like that in Vegas, you can't use. You can't do
DraftKings in Vegas.
No, it has to be the stuff like that has to be part of the casinos that are out here.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. I mean, that's what the city's known for. I mean,
right? And like if you get those, what is it? The other app, the Sleeper app. You know how you can bet on props.
Yeah, that's what I use. I use Sleeper to bet on props.
Yeah. When you cross into Las Vegas, if you don't place your bets before, you won't be able to do it out in Vegas.
Oh, that's right. Because when I went to go visit you, I was gonna do that, and they wouldn't let me. That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Unless
It
you
was
use
during
like a
the baseball playoffs, and I was doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unless you got a VPN, then you could use it. But if not, then
I ain't that savvy tech. We were just talking about that bullshit with OBS and I don't even mess with all that stuff. Bro.
It's funny because I have a VPN that I need to use when I'm at work because our work restricts us for using certain things.
Oh,
so I gotta use the VPN so it tells them things that I'm outside.
I don't even know how all that shit works, big dog.
Yeah, we spent 2 hours. We spent 2 hours today. Me and my buddies in here, LV Raider 10. He's the more tech savvy. I just show up.
You just show up. I know that's what I do normally.
That's what I normally do. Beyond me. 2 seconds, I'd put my fist through the screen. I couldn't handle it.
That's why I use StreamYard, but Turf likes to use that OBS and all that stuff. So I let him do it. That's why Friday was so off because it was like what?
Dude, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
that was funny.
Shit.
Yeah, I couldn't do all that.
That's funny.
Yeah. But what up to the chat? What up, our boy Sacktown Mike? Salute, brother. Salute. He is a follow veteran as well. So salute to you, my boy. Billy Davis, what's going on, big dog? Billy Davis, one of our main ones right here. Armando Guzman, what's up, brother? Saying Raiders checking in. Las Vegas Raider, there's your boy right there. He's talking with the Raiders. He said if Jeff only knew about In-N-Out.
No clue.
Well, if you ever make it to Vegas for a game, there's an In-N-Out now right by the stadium. So you could always hit up In-N-Out if you ever make it.
Trust me, I want to try it. Because about that and Whataburger.
It's gonna change your life.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. That's good.
And then of course my boy Robert Benya. What's going on, big dog? What's going on?
What up?
To that bar he be talking about over here in LA. For that. And then of course our day one, our boy D Menace. What's going on, big dog? What's up with you? What's up? Yeah, man.
Yep.
It was cool, it was actually pretty different for me this Sunday because normally I make sure I watch the Raider game. So where I'm going, they have to be showing it, right?
Right.
This weekend I just went with the fam. So the majority of the fam are Chiefs fans. So I went with them in the morning to go watch that Raider Bronco game. Yeah. So
the Bronco Chiefs game.
Cool. The Bronco Chiefs game. My bad. Yeah, they had the Raiders on my mind. I honestly wanted to watch the Pittsburgh Washington one more.
Yeah,
that was a really close
game. That was good.
Yeah.
Yep,
I mean, and then you guys probably don't know, but John knows. Like I have a secret, a love for Pittsburgh. So I wanted them to come out on top. I know. As a Raider fan, that's forbidden. It's the Steelers.
It's that side chick he doesn't tell anybody about.
It's that side chick I don't be telling people about, bro. That's it.
That's what it is.
I see her do good, and like inside, I'm like, yeah. That's what she is for me, man.
That's been for a while
cool.
too. So.
Cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was relaxing, just enjoying the games, I guess, not being pissed off about our team or anything like that.
You know, it's funny because I still had our team on my mind going through last night's game, and I was
the Houston and Detroit,
and I was sitting there, dude, and I was like, man, when I was watching the game a little bit, and I was like, damn, we just suck. And I was sitting there, I was like, we weren't even playing, right?
Right,
I'm sitting there and I'm watching this game, and I was like, we flat out just suck on both sides of the ball. Yeah. And I was like, Pittsburgh threw Detroit threw 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
And won.
Came back.
And won.
Right.
We turned over the ball twice, and they gave up 40.
No, we turned over the ball once, and it's like disaster. It's like a hurricane.
Category
5.
Yeah, because we can't rebound from 1 interception. They throw 5 and they still win.
Yeah, and I was sitting there, and I was like, man, as a team in general, just overall, like we're nowhere near competing for anything like that right now. So I was like, we're just not.
You bring up a good point though, John, because I thought the same watching that, like, because I had heard about Houston having a meeting after losing to the Jets, right? So I heard about our meeting. I'm like, okay, it could be good. I had went on with Gravy and them. We talked about that, about Houston getting their shit together after the meeting. And then you see Detroit come back on their ass. And then in my mind, and I get Detroit's more talented. They have a better quarterback. They have a better line, running back, defense, But at that point, is it the coaching that makes them do shit like that, come back? Or is it the players not giving up? Or what do you think, Jay? At that point, what does it come down to come back like that?
I mean, it's both. It's both. We got to get the rah-rah, but it also takes them, digging deep and playing hard.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of both. You can't just stick it on the players, and it just can't be just coaching because they ain't out there in the field. They're calling the plays, but they're pushing their guys to keep it going, dig deep, and pull out the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, plus you got to look at another thing too with Detroit. Their defense took a wicked hit when they lost Hutchinson.
Oh,
Their
big
defense,
time.
Too. That's on top of that.
Yep, for their defense to still play like that and control Houston last night or yesterday, that's big too. I mean that's just that mentality of next man up, fill in and do what you got to do. But I think a lot of it's just the motivation that Campbell has as the coach. He's a different breed. He's an old school. He's like AP in a way. He's an old school style player and coach. I think that brings a whole different atmosphere to that team for sure. They play like he does.
Yeah, I think it's a combination, but a lot of it depends on your players sucking it up and just say, okay, what happened. Let's go to the next play. Let's play the next round. Let's play the next downs. Yeah. I think we don't have that on our offensive side.
No,
I think on our offensive side, when we turn the ball over, we go, we shut down. That's it. It's like okay, game's over. We turn the ball over, and it's no, they can't fight. I mean, 5 interceptions.
Five interceptions they came back from.
You know what I mean? 5.
Yeah,
and he still drove them down at the end to get the winning field goal.
Yeah, winning field goal. Yeah,
you know what I mean? I was like, you gotta be kidding me! Like, if we turn the ball over once and we can't do that.
No. Even if the other team doesn't even score and we turn the ball over, it's like the wind gets taken out of our sails and
the wind gets taken out of our sails. Yeah,
you just can't be great.
And and I know we can't compare. I know Detroit's a great team, and we're not there, maybe talent wise and stuff like that. But it goes to show how kind of far off we kind of are still. In my eyes.
Yeah, for sure, though. Yeah,
because we had all these expectations coming into the season, like, we were top this, top that, and I was like, we're nowhere near that because they were backed up against the wall, and it was that fight or flight, and they fought. They fought. Mm-hmm. And it came down to the very end, and they went in by this much, but it went in. You know what I mean? Because that field goal was this far from going missing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you look at Detroit when Hutchinson went out, right, and then you look at our team, if we lost Max in that same aspect, because obviously Hutchins is like their Max Crosby, so we lose Max. We don't have. First of all, the fans would be screaming and crying. But in Detroit, they probably were when it first happened. But then when Detroit came back and played again and saw that they were okay and they're still going to be good, the fans feel good. We don't have that. Like if Max went down, our defense for the season is done. We don't have anybody that can even come close to stepping up to take over his production.
What game was that? The Cleveland game was the one he missed, right, John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Devontae out for that one.
But at that one, I would say Wilkins stepped up on that game. Yeah.
He did.
Oh, God, yeah. Because that's when he got hurt in that game, right?
And then he got hurt, I think, the following week.
That's the game they also put Jones didn't play that first quarter because we were sitting on the side.
Yeah.
Who's 30-something or who's 40-something?
Yeah.
We were tripping out because we didn't know who they were. There was no Jack Jones. Obviously, there wasn't Max wasn't on the field. We were tripping out because we were like, and they started off all right, but.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what drives me crazy about this team, bro, is you see times when they can play good even without Max, and then there's times where we're just complete garbage. Like the Carolina game was just garbage,
that was disgusting.
That was just disgusting, man.
And then we play Baltimore like we did. That what gets me. Yeah, that's me. You know.
Yeah.
We lose.
I would even say we hung tough against Kansas City because I honestly thought Kansas City was going to come in here and whoop our ass.
Yeah, that was a close game. That was a winnable game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was very winnable. Yeah. It was way more winnable than I thought. As we were watching it, I was just waiting for that moment for the turnover and then shit to just go south. You know, I was just waiting for that moment the whole game. Yeah,
I thought we were going to get blown out in that game.
I honestly did. When I told my nephew, because we saw it with the family here at the house, I was like, "Hey, little man, like, get prepared. We're about to get our ass whooped."
Yeah.
Like, remember Christmas? How happy we were? It's not gonna happen again.
and that's what I don't get. You go against someone like Carolina, you play the way you play. The week before, you went toe to toe against Baltimore,
who's one of the best fucking teams in the league right now.
Yeah. One of the best offensive teams.
Teams in the league.
They're putting up points, and I'm sitting there like, they just smashed 2 weeks ago. Denver,
one of the toughest.
They destroyed Denver. It was like 40-10 or something like that. I was like, how do you play, Baltimore like that, and they come and play Carolina like that, and then you play good against Kansas City because we didn't win, but we didn't play that bad.
Yeah.
Kansas City's not the same Kansas City of old either.
No, this is a defensive Kansas City. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because look at the game yesterday with them and Denver. I mean, Denver had a legit shot to win that if the refs weren't paid off. As usual.
Okay. Let me know when they're close. Let me know when they're close.
Yeah.
Yesterday I didn't see as bad the refs giving the game away like the Tampa Bay one. Yeah. That was a tough fought game. Yeah.
They've had a couple of games where they got away with some stuff and should have been
the Tampa Bay one for sure, bro. That
was blatantly obvious.
That was blatantly obvious.
With the offensive lineman on the left. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You saw that from a mile away.
Three steps into his blocking.
And then the ball finally snapped. It's like, are you shitting me?
But then we saw it again last Thursday with who was that? Bengals when Puro got a face mask. And they didn't call it on the Ravens. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I see it, but it's bad. But salute to Raider Kojo, one of our veterans. He said, I'm a Navy vet. So salute, shipmate. See, he knew what branch to go to, bro. He knew what's up.
Yeah, no, it was just, it's looking at how we play. It's just kind of like, come on, we got to do better than that.
Yeah, we do, bro. We really do. And I think that's what brings me up to what I wanted to ask you guys. Like, as far as like we're at the halfway point of the season already, right? Yeah. Last season was AP's intern coach year, so it counts, but then he kind of didn't. This would be his first full year. So going into it, a lot of us had different expectations, right? Me and myself, I was delusional. I thought we would get by even with our shitty quarterback room, right? I thought they would do enough. Our running game would be somewhat present. It's not even there. That's just non-existent now,
Yeah.
But looking at the halfway point, like, what would you say is probably our biggest weakness right now as far as a team? You can go first. Whoever, Jeff.
Jeff.
Definitely. I think God, where do you start? There's so many blaring holes. The run game's huge. Not having a legit running game, but your run game's only as good as your front line.
Right.
The front line looked better last week with JPJ in his center, which we talked about Friday night. It starts with him. He's your muscle up front that you need to work from. Now that you got him in place, the other pieces need to fit around him the right way. So I personally think it's the running game, because without a running game, the quarterback ain't worth shit. I don't care who it is back there, because if a defense can't respect your running game and they know you can't run the ball, they know that they're just going to crash the line and try and break up the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
The quarterback's worthless.
Right.
The quarterback's not getting time to let the plays develop with your receivers and tight ends running downfield. So without that running back, that's huge. And our running backs room right now is pretty shitty. It really is. But could it be better with the guys we have? Yeah, if everyone gets their ass together and we'll see what happens this weekend. What happened because they just went back to practice today, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So everything we're going to do for the rest of the season will start to be implemented today going forward. So this weekend here, this game against Miami will be a big telltale sign for how the rest of the season is going to go. That's my opinion. I think this game here is probably the most important game of the season for us right now because you just made all these changes. If something doesn't happen this weekend, then it's a wash.
Okay. What about you, Jay?
I mean, I'm kind of going to go with Jeff on this one, but obviously it's the offensive line. You can't establish a run game without an offensive line. If we're not winning the battle of the trenches, it's hard to do anything. And like Jeff was saying, like you see these quarterbacks running for their life, and I saw Ritter was in the last game. He was just like he was trying to get the timing down, because he thought he had more time. I think he thought he had like a second or two more, and you just see him scrambling. He's like, "Oh shit, I gotta fucking run! I'm gonna get sacked." He did a good job. I think they only sacked him once or something like that. But that goes to tell you he was already. I think once. Yeah, but that goes to tell you he's trying to get that timing down. He thought he had more time, and it wasn't that way. But it's hard to get anything done because these guys have to get the ball off so fast. Probably like a second, 2 seconds tops, and they gotta let it go. If not, that pocket's gonna collapse, and you're gonna get sacked or tackled or whatever. So that's what I think the offensive line. And every year without fail, I always post to the fucking Raiders Instagram, fix the offensive line. Why? Because you need it. That's your core. Every year, fix the O-line. That's me. Yeah, so that's what I think.
What about you, Chona?
Man, I mean, I've like since the beginning, I doubted that offensive line. Always, I've said it all year long.
You've said it all year,
I have even before the season started, just because even during preseason, we're giving up a lot of long runs. It's a combination of all of it, though. Offensive line is just it's not good, and it's funny because I was hearing you. I think you were talking to you were on last week. You were on the show with Ron, and he was talking about the offense. He doesn't think our offensive line is too bad, and then he was saying they're not as bad, and then he started naming teams, and I was like, well, all those teams are also 2-7, so if they're bad, we're bad. You know what I mean? Because he was saying like he doesn't want to jump on the chip, and I get it. And he was like, because you got teams out there like New England. I was like, well, they're also the same.
They're also.
And then he mentioned a couple of other ones, and I was like, well, he saw Carolina. I'm like, dude, we lost to Carolina. You know what I mean? I was like, our offensive line is bad. And I've said it all year, but the quarterback play does have to improve. But I think you have to improve. You have to improve that offensive line.
Yeah.
You have to give your quarterback time to throw. And you got to give your running backs those gaps. When you don't, when you hand off the ball and they're right there in your face, it doesn't. I don't care who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Unless you're Barry Sanders, you ain't getting away from that.
Yeah. Unless you're Barry Sanders, or you're doing that Marcus Allen when he runs around in circles and goes all the way back around.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not going anywhere. You're not. You're really not. So offensive line has to get better.
The chat's got various opinions. Myra said the running game. She wanted to get Joe Mixon. I was the one screaming for a running back too. I didn't think Zeus was gonna be the same. I'm not a big stats guy. I'm like, you have to show me consistently, So I was one that wanted JJ or go get Mixon, go get Barkley, go get a big running back, right? Especially if we wanted to be physical. I was for that. I understand he did good the last 8 games of the year or whatever, but to me that wasn't enough. And then of course you got the play calling. Everybody questioned that. The big old play calling, whether it was Getsy, it was the thing. But my whole thing was the play action, right? Let's not having the play action. I would always
no play action kills you.
You can't have a play action if you don't have a running game. They don't respect that.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're not going to respect one or the other. So it was like, well, maybe we should spread them out then, become that. But then again, do we really have the quarterback, and is our O-line going to be able to hold for us to be able to be a passing team. And I don't think we're that either. I
Yeah.
think we learned
It's like
that
you can't have one without the other. It's kind of hard.
Right. Yeah. Which was
so no
tough,
identity.
And that was my whole thing, was the identity on the offense. On the defensive side, I saw it. Injuries plagued us, but then at the same time, I like what AP said, though. We're not going to cry about it and say it's because of injuries why we're shitty. We still need to play better and play hard, which is good, which is right.
True.
They really do. Even though they lost Kuntz, they lost Wilkins. What was our safety that went down? Was that Epps? Epps went down, right?
Epps went down.
That's one of our leaders. That's one of our leaders that went down.
Yeah.
When Diablo was out, you could tell he was missing. When he came back, you saw the impact that he made. So
the difference, yeah.
There was definitely a lot.
It actually looked like he came back better for some reason.
It really did. It really did.
I was like, wait, he looks like,
yeah.
I was like, he looks better than before he left. Like, I was like, okay, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and then I also seen a lot of the times too, like how you guys were saying, like the running back gets the ball and the defensive is already back there.
Yeah.
I saw that when we played the Rams a lot. I'm watching the Rams game right now. Like, damn, their D line's pretty fucking nasty. They're a lot better than people realize because they don't have like those big name D linemen. But as a unit, that Rams D line is pretty good, and they were in our backfield. So to me, it does come down to the offensive has been the biggest disappointment. And, but I think you guys are right. We never really addressed the O-line, thinking that what we had was going to be enough. We thought Mumford was going to be at a right tackle. We didn't realize Miller was going to come in playing so bad in the beginning of the year at left tackle. We had to figure out what we were going to do with JPJ. He missed the beginning of the season, before he was actually ready. And then you think about what's his name, Glaze has been one of the best.
He's been a surprise.
He's been good. He's been good.
Third round pick playing this well. I'm impressed with him too.
Yeah,
and he was one that I was mad that we picked on the third round because I wanted a running back or a different corner at that time, because there were still some available. But to see that he's panned out, it's like, I'm glad that I'm glad they picked him. But just to see the way they've struggled, even shuffling, but then it goes back to coaching. Our scheme, what type of are we doing zone blocking? Our guys are getting pushed on their ass, Our running backs don't like zone. They're running more power. Zeus doesn't do that. Like, what the fuck are we going to do then? Like, what are you going to – our running backs can't do this. We bring in Madison as a backup, and he ends up looking better than our starter, but even not by much because that one game, he only gained, 32 yards in one fucking game? So it's like –
something like that.
Like, and I think that's the biggest frustration is – and I get the defense has been giving up points and all that shit, but I don't always put it on them. But you really can't do much when you're constantly on the fucking field. The offense
that's why I said this weekend coming against Miami means everything right now. See how much they changed. Do we switch to a power scheme on the for blocking, which we should, especially if you're going to have JPJ is in there as your center. Go to power. Use his God-given talent. Kid's a beast.
Center now.
Yep.
So that brings up the other part with the coaching. So now we're moving forward with the coaching. We got rid of Getsy, right? We got rid of our O-line coach. We got rid of the QB coach. So now you got Philbin taking over. You got Scott Turner and his dad calling the plays, right? Mm-hmm. So now we made the switch because of injuries. So if James is healthy, do they go back to James or do they leave JPJ? I would say leave JPJ. I'm not a fan of James.
Yep. I think they're keeping him. I thought he was their starter now.
Yeah,
I thought they pegged him as the starter for the rest of the way.
I think you build around JPJ in place.
I haven't seen AP talk about it yet because you know how when he talks about an injured player, we'll see when he gets back. Yeah. But
I mean, I know at the beginning of the season they said that James wasn't losing his job, but when he's playing like crap, then
James was going to still be
on.
James was still going to be the center.
You didn't waste a second round pick on a kid that's a pure center to have him play guard.
Yeah,
you drafted him for a reason. Mm-hmm. He was healthy. It was time to put him in, and it made a big difference. I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought it made a big difference seeing him at center. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the combination of JBJ and Dingley's out there too.
Yeah, you think so?
Those two young guys out there. I think that's a great combination to kind of build from. You can build from that, you know what I mean? Because they're young, they're hungry. I think you add some other guys who are young and hungry. You could have a great offensive line out there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you were to
more guys.
If you were to grade, I guess, our offense, our defense,
That's great. It was
Right?
incomplete, unsatisfactory.
Or an I think
failing
complete for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a W. I'm gonna withdraw. I'm gonna withdraw from this fucking offense. Yeah. But on the defense, I guess on the defense, I would say I've seen bright spots. You know, you see Spillane still playing hard. You know, great tackler. You've seen the emergence of
insane.
You see the emergence of Isaiah Palomau. Palomau's been playing.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Yes.
He
looked really good.
He
so,
does.
Jacorian Bennett
bad
is another
Samoan
one
that's come in this league.
Yep.
You know,
Samoans
Jacorian Bennett's another one that's come up.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I thought the one that's disappointing a little bit, and I don't care if I get shit for it because I like him and he's from LA or whatever, but is Jack Jones. I legit thought he was going to be our number one corner or one of the top corners in the league, and he hasn't been that. Yeah.
Not this year, no.
Yeah.
I think
he
it's
fell off a little bit.
Yeah, he fell off, and then he has the habit of taking a play off here and there. And I think us as fans want those die-hard go, balls out all the time type of guy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a hitter.
He's a hitter.
I mean,
he's a great
solid
reader.
hitter. Yeah.
The guy has 3 pick sixes with the span of less than in a year.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like he can't. He's great reading the defense. He's great and all that. It's just you kind of reminded me of Deion Sanders a couple of times when the running back came his way. You kind of just
Deion would be one to tell you he's not one to go after the running back.
What do you say? Ever since Bo stepped on him in college, he was like, nope.
Yeah.
The other thing with Jack Jones too is he's a hothead too. So at some point he's going to get you a stupid penalty, which that's the last thing you need. Thank God he doesn't do it every freaking game, but it's a matter of time before he does something dumb.
Right.
Yeah. But the kid just wants. He's a missile out there. He just wants to drill somebody, and then he takes the play off. Then he goes easy the next play.
And I think he's also suffering from the lack of pass rush that we thought we were going to get. When Max and Kuntz were there at the end last season, we had more of a consistent pass rush.
Yeah.
So I always say, as a corner, your best friend is a nasty pass rush. If they can get to the quarterback, it makes your life a lot easier. Yeah, and we haven't been consistent when it comes to that part. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's
we haven't had anybody that can play opposite of Max. We thought we were getting that with Chandler Jones, but Chandler Jones ended up turned into a mental case. And then he just vanished. I mean, so you still haven't found that piece of the puzzle to play opposite.
Tyree Wilson, he's
not there yet.
He's not nowhere near his project.
No,
I think we're really missing Kuntz because Kuntz was big in that Kansas City win last year.
Yeah, he was big.
Kuntz was a big factor, and when you have that rush like that, like you said, it allows Jack to go ahead and get that. Like when he got the pick six, he was able against Mahomes because you had Kuntz and all those guys back there right away. Even at the beginning, you're talking about he fumbled the ball. We won that game because of our defense, not because of our offense.
Yeah, Nate Hobbs is another one.
Back. Yeah,
Las Vegas
so that was really big. When you get that pass rush, and I think we're lacking that. I think that's the one thing we're lacking this year a little bit.
Well, I bring up the players because I know there's a lot going on with the tanking, right? We're tanking, and then there's people like, no, we can't tank. There's 21 players on this team that are free agents, so they're playing for their fucking job, right? My point is, bro, they should have been playing for their fucking job at the beginning of the season. We're 2-7. If they haven't showed us by now, what the fuck are we waiting for? So even out of those 21 free agents, I don't see us keeping maybe 5, 6 moving on next year.
Yeah,
depends on who they are.
Yeah, so
you'd have to look at that list fully.
Yeah,
to give a better assessment on that. But I agree. I don't think we're definitely not bringing back 21 of the same players.
Right.
No. That's where our salary cap that we're going to have starting, for next year is going to be huge to bring in these proven players, not projects, not, a washed up guy like, the old Raider way where, hey, come on, play for us. we know you're 35 years old, but we're going to give you another shot to prove yourself. No, those days aren't the same anymore.
Yeah.
35-year-old in the NFL now is not the same as a 35-year-old in the NFL back in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
Different breed, different physical attributes.
Different level. Different level, too.
Yeah. I mean,
the
look
game
at the
is much faster now.
Yeah, look at the size of offensive linemen now versus the 70s and 80s.
Oh, God,
average offensive lineman back then, their weight was like 250. Offensive linemen now are like pushing 300 plus across the board from left tackle to right tackle. So it totally different. The bodies take more of a beating now because they're bigger. Right. The hits are more vicious. Unless you're playing on the Chiefs and you get away with everything.
I think a lot of the big names are on free agency are defensive players, so that's going to be interesting.
They are. I know
Kuntz is one.
Diablo is another, right?
And Spillane.
Spillane is another.
Yeah.
I believe Epps is another.
Okay, so I don't know about Epps, but it's a lot of defensive guys that are going up for free agency. So that's going to be an interesting. I mean, I know there's a couple of offensive guys too, but the
I don't think Spillane wants to leave. I don't see him leaving.
No,
and not the fact that we won't re-sign him. I don't think he wants to leave is the thing.
No, I think he likes what he's built here with AP. On that defense and Graham.
Yeah.
Well, and he's got a right-hand man with Max Crosby here too, so he's got somebody that's on his side with that same mentality as him. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. And the fans love him too. That's
Hobbs is another one. Hobbs is another.
Yeah. Obviously, Hobbs. I don't know with that front seven. If you get it back, you get a healthy Wilkins back.
Max. What did we sign him to? Did we sign him just for the 1 year?
Who?
Or did we Wilkins?
Oh no! He was a long term. Yeah.
He's long term.
So all right. So we definitely know he's coming back at least.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah.
So you got Max, him, and if Kuntz is anything like he was last year, that's a win. That's
Kuntz done for the year now too, right?
Yeah, he was. He didn't even start the year. He didn't even start the year. That's what sucks.
I know.
Yeah, we got him for It was a 4-year deal, $110 million. Yeah.
For Wilkins?
84 guaranteed. Yeah, 4-year deal for Wilkins.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You know what's cool with Kuntz, if you get him for a year and at least see what he got, what he comes back to, you can get a good cheap year out of him.
What do you mean?
He didn't play all year, because he's a free agent. You get him for a year or two, or a year with the player option for a second year, or whatever, however that works. I mean, you don't know what's going to come back to. You know what I mean? Get a year at a cheap price at least. Because I'm hoping he comes back. I'm hoping he comes back strong.
Yeah, I think the thing with Kuntz, a lot of us were like, "Oh, you got to sign him before he has another big year. He got hurt, so now we're going to get him cheaper." But Diablo, would Diablo be one you say we have to sign, or could we upgrade with that? Is Tommy going to be the opposite of Spillane, or who's going to take over? I know Hobbs. Hobbs to me is I think a must sign. Yeah,
I agree. I agree with Hobbs.
I think so too. Yeah,
Spillane for sure.
Yeah, Spillane's definitely must. For me, I don't know. I think we could. I like how Diablo came back, and that's always been my boy. I've been wanting him to succeed.
I'm fine with Diablo too.
He's
playing solid.
He's playing solid. If he continues to play solid and he continues to show up, I'll take him back. But if he comes back, like he did
the room I would flush the toilet on is the running back room. You can get rid of all of it.
Yeah.
I am not gonna lie. I will not be mad if we get rid of all of them.
If it was me making the decisions for the Raiders, the way I would approach this for the upcoming season is number one, let's wait and see where we end the season at and what draft pick we get.
Right.
Okay. So if we get the right draft pick and we know that what our goal is, we're going to go for a quarterback, and if it's Sanders or if it's Ward, either one of those two, those are the only two you're taking in the first round, regardless. If you know that you're going to get a pick to get either one of those two, that's your goal. That's your first pick. So now you take that switch now and you look for what's available in free agencies for defensive ends.
Right.
And now you try and grab the top defensive end. We've got the money. Grab your top defensive end sign him, and then you can work on your secondary with what you have in house. Because you look at it this way: if you've got two good defensive ends that are disrupting the quarterback and the offensive line play, you don't need superstar cornerbacks. You need serviceable, good corners that we had in secondary that we have now, because they'll take care of themselves because the play's going to break down fast. The receivers aren't running their regular route. Those secondary guys are going to be able to handle anything that's thrown at them for the most part. Yeah, they're going to get lucky and score a touchdown here and there, but it all comes down to our front line on that defense, in my opinion. So that's how I would handle that: is sink your money into a top defensive end. Like, let's just say, for instance, if Joey Bosa was a free agent this year and he's available, guess what? You break the bank and you sign that son of a bitch and you get him in Vegas, because that automatically makes your defense in the top 5 for the 2025 season without even adding anybody else. Him and Max, forget it. Yeah. That's why you don't need to sink money or high draft picks in the secondaries. You don't need to. Address the front line of your defense and free agency. Get your quarterback, get your offensive line. Then you look for a running back.
Yeah, to me, it's the trenches. Definitely want to upgrade the trenches.
That one, I mean, if you can upgrade the linebacker where Diablo's at, I'll take that. Yeah. If you can get a better linebacker, go for it.
Hold on, man.
Because I think that front 7 is very important.
The Raiders are fucking up people's lives, man. My boy MC Raider. I'm just here to say the Raiders fucked up my life and my heart. My wife said the Raiders.
Las Chivas también, güey. Las Chivas también.
And now he's sleeping outside. Shout out to my boy, man. That's my dude.
Does he live in a warm state at least? Does he live in a warm weather state?
Oh, man. See, for us, it's warm weather, but we're in Cali, 57 is freezing for us, bro.
57. I'm still walking around in shorts and a sleeveless shirt.
Yeah, you're from New England. That's different, but us Cali boys,
that's a nice summer afternoon.
Yeah, especially Southern Cali. I know the first time I went to Chicago, oh my God, I was fucking freezing my ass off over there. That's where I went to boot camp. It was Great Lakes.
I'll tell you right now, if the Raiders end up coming out here to play the Patriots and you're coming out here for that game, if you have plans to come out here, better hope that game's not in December, because you're gonna freeze your nuts off.
And I want to do that. I keep telling John I want to go to a game like that. Yeah, I'll be now, as we've traveled more, I've been more prepared. He'll joke around because I travel with 2 suitcases.
I touched my dude. We were one time and he was sitting there and I was like, "Where's?" I took a backpack. I think that very first trip, and he was like, "Oh, I checked my bag." I was like, "You checked your what?" He's like, "I checked my bag." I was like, "Man," I was like, "What are you bringing?" No, he was just like,
and that was Pittsburgh, because I thought Pittsburgh was going to be freezing, but it wasn't. It was actually in the 70s and 80s. So it was kind of.
It was actually good.
Nice.
Yeah. But Mike, I was stationed in San Diego, bro. I was in North Island. I was on an aircraft carrier, actually. I got to live my Top Gun dream, bro. I was on.
I was about to say Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that was why I joined the fucking Navy, was because of
Thomas Cruise.
Yeah.
What years were you in, Leo?
From 96 to 2006.
Code name Cheeto.
Were you on?
I was on the Constellation, on the Connie.
My brother-in-law served on the Navy. He was on the oh Christ, what the hell was it? What the aircraft carrier was on? Because he worked on the flight deck. Yeah, he was on during the first Gulf War in '91.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think it was the Midway.
The Midway?
I think he was on the Midway.
Battleship.
No, not the
Yeah.
What the hell ship was it? I forget what it was.
Was he on the East or the West Coast?
Huh?
Was he stationed on the East or the West Coast?
I don't remember. I don't like him anyway, so.
Yeah, I don't like him anyway. That's fair. That's fair.
But I know he was stationed. He was over in the Persian Gulf for a good chunk of it, because he missed my. He wasn't at my wedding.
10 years, so. three tours over there, over to the Gulf. Yeah. The last one I did voluntarily. I could have left and gone shore duty, but they asked me to stay, and if I stayed, they were gonna hook me up with a better shore duty, so I would be more like better off or whatever. So I stayed. Yeah. They hooked me up. They let me be an instructor. My last 3 years, I was an instructor. I only taught.
They let you?
Yeah, because I was young. I was only an E5. So I was being an instructor for like officers and higher ups and shit. So, but it was cool. I only taught
the Midway was
3-4
an
months
aircraft
out of
carrier.
the
I
year.
just Googled it. It was an aircraft carrier. I thought so.
It was? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, anything under 60 degrees, you need a hoodie in Cali, bro. Told you. Shoot, 70, start breaking out the hoodies.
Damn, bro. We had 40s over here.
Yeah, we're different over here, bro. We're different.
No.
But yeah, it's been pretty fucking bad. I mean, and I always tell people when they tell me, "Oh, we got to bring so and so back," I'm like, "Look, man, we're 2-17. We can upgrade a lot of fucking places. So if we let people go and we bring others, I'm not going to be mad. There's only few select core players that I'm willing to not let go. Max, being one of them. Spillane, another one. Hobbs, maybe. On the offense, Bowers, Jacoby Myers. We talked about it, Jay. About the tread line, because we were about to talk about Jacoby Myers, because he's our only fucking receiver that's not under 5'10", 5'9".
I know.
Yeah. Shit. So there's very few.
Yeah.
But one thing I am looking forward to, and I'm wondering how you guys feel, is how's this thing going to look and who's going to be the quarterback?
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Go ahead, Jay. You can start, bro.
Jay, you can be the first one.
All right. I'm gonna start this motherfucker up. All right. So, this is my thoughts. Okay, and I'm in the middle, but looking at it from the outside in, it's gonna be Shador, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's gonna be Shador because
I didn't even mean draft, bro. I meant this season.
Oh shit, this season. Fuck. I'm like that.
We'll get to the draft later.
We'll get to that one right now. Hold on.
Someone didn't assign. Someone didn't understand the assignment.
I did not. Can you repeat the question, please?
I say, who will be our quarterback for the remainder of the year? Is my bad.
Honestly, I think it's gonna be Ritter. Yeah, I don't think they stick with Minshew. I'll be surprised if they do. No. But this is the decision that Scott and Norv Turner have on their plate, and I'm pretty sure having the full week of practice, they're really going to assess that. But Ritter didn't look too bad the last game. I mean, he's not going to do a whole lot, but out of the 3 quarterbacks that you have, Ritter's going to be the best one with AOC being hurt. And that's going to be the question is, what do you do with AOC when he comes back?
Yeah.
Are you going to have 3 active
couple weeks?
Yep. Are you going to have 3 active quarterbacks sitting, on your roster? Or I don't know. But I hope, and this is what I think. I think that since we changed coordinators and, we're going to have a different look. I see us winning this next game. We're not going to win too many games, but I see us winning this game. And I just want to make sure against Miami. Yeah.
Okay.
And I know it's a tall order, but they've done that before in the past. So I see them winning this game. I don't want people's hopes to get up, because of it. But it's kind of what it boils down to, because you're going to see a different offense. You're going to see a different offense from what we've been used to seeing the last 8 weeks or 9 weeks. Yeah, that's kind of what I see it kind of unfolding.
How about you, Jeff?
I think it depends on O'Connell's situation. If O'Connell's not coming back, if he's not going to be ready for this game, then it should be Ritter getting the first team snaps the rest of this week and give him this tryout, basically starting from start to finish this Miami game. Let him have this game. So I think, in all honesty, you're going to laugh at this, but our 3 quarterbacks going the rest of the season should be Ritter, O'Connell, and oh my God, what's his name? Not Minshew? Booger Boy. No, Bradley.
Bradley.
Bradley. Put Minshew on the fucking practice squad. He's useless. Somebody wants him, they can fucking have him.
Carter Bradley.
That's my feeling. Put him on the practice squad. You run with Ritter as your starter, O'Connell as your backup, and Ritter is your third emergency quarterback. That's my feeling. I mean, not Ritter, Bradley. But Ritter should be starting, without a doubt. Because you got a new offensive coordinator coming in and a new assistant being his father. build your offense around that talent. What his athletic ability is, build it around him, and then go from there. Use him in your center and work from there. Those are your two main guys on offense. Everybody else, all right, include my Jacoby in there too. Work something with those three. And I wouldn't be surprised if we go back, because Mayer should be back now too. If we go back,
Mayer should be coming back, which is the next week, I believe.
Yeah, which is an old school North Turner specialty as a 2 tight end offense too.
It is.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference right there. You get 2 guys in there extra on that line. So I wouldn't be surprised if we run more 2 tight end going on the rest of the season. That will change your running game.
All right.
Yeah.
How about
you a
Chona?
running game.
If O'Connell's back, I think O'Connell starts. I think he's been here. I mean, it's a new offensive coordinator, so I know they don't get rid of the whole playbook. I know they keep some stuff and stuff like that. But I think O'Connell starts if he's back. If not, it is Ritter. Don't want to see Minshew out there. It shouldn't be Minshew at all. I think it's between O'Connell and if he's ready to go. I think he's got to wait still, right? He's going to wait still. So it's going to be Ritter. I think this week should be Ritter.
You think it should be Ritter?
Then,
well, it's still going to be Ritter. I don't think AOC's ready. I think he should be ready towards the end of the month.
2 more weeks?
2 more weeks? Yeah.
2 more weeks?
He should be ready for the KC game.
Yeah, it's got to be Ritter.
I think he'll be ready by Black Friday. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be Ritter.
Black Friday. Hey, what up, Queen? What up, Queen Ritter? How's it going?
Ritter, and at this point, Carter Bradley, if Ritter goes out and throws 5 interceptions, you know what I mean? At this point, give Bradley a shot at least. I mean, just try to do something different, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he goes out, he's just turning the ball over. Just play the roulette and see who could get something going for you.
Spin the wheel.
And I know it's funny because you guys brought it up, and I know you're like, oh, it's going to be a new offense, a better offense. Like in my mind, like how much different is it going to really be though? Because you really can't install a whole new offense in the middle of the season.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that going to be much different?
Why can't you? Yeah. Why do you say you can't? I think you can.
You think you can? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be something still similar. Just because you're talking about. I mean. If it's completely something new, it's going to be a short book for right now.
It's going to
be short. It's going to be limited. If it is completely changed, so But I mean, whichever way you go, it's you just got to give that quarterback. Your offensive line better be teaching something different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is a play call. It's going to be different.
Yeah,
play call is going to be different.
I'll tell you right now, if they come out and say that Minshew's the starter. Starting this weekend, I'm gonna throw up. I'm serious.
Yeah.
If they say that, you're gonna lose attention fast.
Yeah.
People are gonna think people are pissed now. Wait until that comes out.
Yeah.
If AP announces that, oh my God, release the hounds. People are gonna go crazy. YouTube's gonna blow up, dude. People are gonna be crying, screaming.
Do you think AOC still have somewhat of a shot to prove that he's the quarterback for this team if he does come in?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, he's invested too much time.
Yeah.
I mean, he wants to be there. I mean, he doesn't show signs that he doesn't want to be there.
Right.
He's not pouting. He's not pulling. Even when he was benched at whatever point. I think I think he's good to go. I'm not worried about him at all.
I think so too. Yeah.
So say he does come in and I don't know, he looks good. So you're like, okay, there's something there, right? Do we still call Dion or draft Cam, or do we go with AOC and build around the trenches in the draft at that point?
The way I said it, if you can move up to get the guys, then you move up to get the guys. I wouldn't one of those two because those are the top two. Right?
Yeah.
One of those two. I wouldn't give up anything else for anybody else. I know we need a quarterback. We need one bad, but I don't want to settle for one either. Right. If you're going to go out and get a quarterback, then give up what you got to give up to get one of the top quarterbacks that's coming out.
Right.
Don't sit there and just sit there. Between those two, give up what you're going to give up to get one of the top guys coming out. Don't give up.
You brought out the top, right? You brought out the top. Everyone knows Shador and Cam 1 and 2, right?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
After that, it's up for debate who you think, right? Before this weekend,
I don't think there's any other first rounder.
I don't think there's
that's what I was
we should
getting
be
at. So before this weekend, a lot of people were saying Beck, right? Then Beck lost to Dart, so now it's Jackson Dart, and then you got Dylan Gabriel out there, the kid from Oregon. He's out there balling. You know, some people like the kid from Alabama. I don't like him. I don't like him.
I don't like the kid from
him at
Alabama.
all.
I don't even like the kid from Oregon.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Is he too short?
he's a little on the short side. You know, it's a little on the short side.
What do we got against the short guys, dog? Damn.
I need a quarterback I need a quarterback that can look over my offensive lineman a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So.
And that you know, especially when you don't have the offensive line to block for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know I think Ward dropped a little bit too after his loss this week. He couldn't bring them back to win.
Right.
Well, did.
I wouldn't. John brought this up last week about Miami.
I did say it last week.
And I said, yes, I get why you say that because we're Notre Dame fans. So to us, Miami's garbage.
No, but
they're overrated. Or to us, they're overrated. You know, not
garbage. Yeah, they're overrated.
They don't play anybody and all that.
I was like, what I said is that this year they hadn't played anybody.
Right.
And I was like, because we have, I think Notre Dame doesn't have a quarterback.
We don't have a quarterback.
We have a quarterback that can run the ball.
We have the reincarnation of Tim Tebow.
He sucks at throwing. What's good on our with the Notre Dame is their defense. But we have two common opponents. And
our defense and our run game.
Yeah, on those two common opponents, we put up more points and let them put up less points.
Mm-hmm.
That's without a quarterback. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, okay, so it's I don't know. I was just kind of looking at it. I was like, I don't think he's really played anybody until he really, really plays a good
watched
defense.
The Miami game. He wasn't the reason they lost.
He wasn't.
Right? But at the end, he was the reason because he fucking should have just threw the ball away at that point.
Yeah.
It was second down. Yeah. There was still a lot of time. He didn't have to try to make a play at that point. He could have threw it away and try to bring them back like they had all year. Like that part I get. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
you got to look at this way too. When you're losing, it's on your quarterback.
Yeah,
you know,
it's always going to be on the quarterback.
You can't say it's the defense. I mean, because the defense isn't going to score unless it's a pick six or a fumble.
Right.
You know, so it definitely falls on your quarterback. So so I look at it as, you know, he's the reason they couldn't pull it off because he couldn't move them the right way down the field.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
That's how I look.
And
at
that's what
I mean. I don't mean he dropped down to fifth. Total ranks in quarterback. I think he just took a little bit. It spread out a little bit between him and Shedeur. Well, they were pretty close.
Yeah.
I think after this weekend, there's a little more distance between the two.
Oh, yeah.
And now a lot of people have shot up Jackson Dart. They're putting Jackson Dart up there.
I'm hearing that name a lot now, too.
Yeah, I'm hearing that. Yeah. But for me, it was just like, and it comes on that. It wasn't that he's not good. I know that he's good. You know, okay. I know that you could go out and whoop on the team that you're supposed to whoop on.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but when you face that challenge of having to bring your team back, what do? That's what I was looking at. Because he hadn't really been in that position.
In Jackson Dart and Dylan Gabriel. They
and that's
that.
Yeah. So that's what I was looking at in Ward because he was always comfortable from up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then he had a couple of games where he was a little scared, and some teams came back and made it closer than it was at the end.
Yeah,
but I was like, okay, how do you play? Because that's my problem with Minshew is that Minshew throws an interception and then he's nowhere to be seen the rest of the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? He goes into his little ball and it's like, okay, no, I don't need that. I need you. Okay, I threw an interception. Let's move on from that. Let's go to the next play. What's the next series going to look like? Forget about the interception. And that's the difference in when you have quarterbacks like a Matt Stafford who throws 5, he can still lead you down the field to score, even if it's a field goal. Can we throw the interception? Okay, it happens. I get it. Get past it. Let's move on. What's the next series? Let's go. And not fall into that whole thing where I don't know if
like golf yesterday after 5.
Yeah. It was kind of like when Minshew, I feel like he just kind of you're sacked. You hold on a little too long because now you're scared. Now you're questioning making that throw. That's what it looks like, at least. Yeah, you know, he's not just so that you got to move.
But I mean, regardless of who we bring on as a quarterback, who we draft, right? Whether it's Cam, whether it's Sanders, I think it's Sanders. Whether it's Dart, whoever, right? I think one thing, if you watch what's so important is the coaching staff and the line you put them behind. Because if you look at Chicago, and you look at Jaden, and you look at the other ones that are being more successful,
he might get benched, you know.
Yeah, you look at Caleb is struggling, and I don't put it all on Caleb, but he's in a shitty ass situation.
Yeah, he is.
And you can fuck up a quarterback that way. And if we're not careful, you know, front office wise, whether it's who the OC is going to be, whether Turner's going to be here, who they're bringing in, you know, all that shit's going to be on the offseason, you know, for them to decide. But they're going to have to make sure they have the right person, whoever our fucking coach is, and they fucking beef up that O-line.
Yeah.
Before with any of these dudes, because no matter who it is, if you can't block for him, that motherfucker's gonna die.
Yeah,
you know, he's gonna die back.
That's exactly what it is. And that's why I always, when we started the season, I wanted AOC over Minshew. And I talked about it. I like the way AOC throws the ball. He has good ball placement. He's not be the guy who's gonna run around and give you extra time, because he's not. But if you give him the time to throw, he does have that good ball placement where he puts the ball where the only receiver can catch it. If you give him the time. Now, if you at that point, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. If you're rushing him, he's gonna throw a ball he's not supposed to throw. You know what I mean? That's any quarterback. You know, that's how interceptions happen. That's how, you know, turnovers happen or fumbles or stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you give the kid,
we saw that with Ritter when he didn't have time. He just got blasted. Yeah.
Did.
So that's very. I think that's going to be a clutch, is building that O line. Like I like the JPJ and the Glaze and building around them. I'm not gonna lie.
But then you gotta solve your tackle. Or the tackle's gonna be all right. Was it just
you gotta solve all that.
Got injured, so you didn't expect Mumford to play left. So you know, what's it gonna be, man?
I still can't get that play out of my head of him last.
And I don't think anybody can.
It's got a bull rush landing
right?
like a
I don't think
turtle
anybody
on his
can.
back.
Like, man, I just keep picturing it when we were at the Pizza Coach, and you're just like, he just got his ass handed to him.
I know.
You're like, what the fuck, man?
It's like pushing a 5-year-old over. Like, get out of here. You know what it looked like.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. Shit.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Funny. But I mean, and I think that goes back to what the Raiders have been struggling with for years now, is the draft, the front office. You know, they're picking the right players, using those draft picks wisely. You know, building your team through there instead of just trying to build it through free agency. I don't think you can build the team through free agency. You build it through the draft.
The right pieces.
You know, you can add the right pieces, right? You can add them to them. Like I think Washington did a good job when they traded for what's his name from the Saints, the corner.
Lattimore.
Lattimore. That was a good pickup for Washington. You know, like you can do things like that and be able to be successful, but you got to have that core. And to me, you only build that by drafting well. And we haven't done that shit for fucking ever. I think this last draft is probably the one I can remember where you can say our first 3 picks are actually hitting.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
We're not relying on the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th rounders that are going to be our core. I mean, Max obviously was a late round pick. So, you know, I'm glad we have him, and he's developed in what he can. But you have to start picking better and finding the right guys and building that. And I really hope they fucking get that shit together and they do that. Because if we don't, we're going to keep doing the same shit over and over, bro.
Well, you know what is old school draft for us, or if we this past year, the way we used to draft when it came our pick at 13, we wouldn't have picked Brock Bowers. I can tell you that right now. We would have reached for a quarterback, is what would have happened if we still drafted like we used to. This new regime that's in there, they picked the best player available and it worked.
Right.
You know, if that would have been, you know, our past GMs and coaches, we would have reached for a quarterback. I guarantee we would have. We would have taken one that we could have gotten the 2nd round instead. You know, just that a couple of teams grabbed the quarterback that we weren't expecting them to.
Right.
You know, nobody expected Atlanta to take Penix.
Oh, I think that was such a huge shock when Penix where they did.
I'm sitting there watching the draft
that day.
On that one. Penix, I'm like, oh, we're probably going to get Penix. I'll take him. seriously.
Yeah.
You know, him and
Yeah, yeah,
O'Connell wouldn't have to worry about Minshew. You know, Minshew would have been an afterthought at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta goes and takes him, even though they just signed Kirk Cousins. It's like, you shitting me? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah. So even
Yeah,
with
no,
that, I was just like, ugh. But
yeah, no, that was the drafting is it's definitely gotta.
yeah.
I think
And based
Telesco's
on
always
what
been a
Tom
good drafter.
did last year, I'm hoping that it will continue. Because one thing I noticed, and you mentioned the coaches earlier, was our coaches before had more power on the draft than the GM. Gruden and fucking Mayock, they blame each other. You know, no, I picked this guy. No, I saw Max. Like, no, I wanted Hunter. Like, no, I spotted this guy. Like, no, both of you fucked up. You hit every now and then, but you guys had the ticket with the first rounders. You guys should have built this, and it didn't work. Whatever.
Who drafted Leatherwood?
McDaniels and fucking
Gruden, that was
Ziegler
Gruden all day long.
You know, and then it's like Ziegler wanted Stroud. McDaniel said no, I want Bryce, and it's like, what the fuck? Who had control? Who took Tyree? Whose idea was it to take Tyree Wilson?
Right.
You know. So I guess now, and I think one thing I've noticed is I don't think AP has that control the way those coaches do when it comes to the players.
I don't think he should.
He's that's not. What I was going to get. Do you think
he's
should?
not that type of coach yet?
Hey,
you know,
no.
that you need a more seasoned coach in that position before you start really listening to what they want in the draft. Just like Bill Belichick used to say, I want to shop for the groceries. Okay, well, AP's choice is here's my list. This is what I wouldn't mind, and then it's up to the GM to actually do the shopping.
Yeah,
right.
It's not AP should have some input. I get it.
Yeah, he should have some input.
Not be able to. Yeah, he shouldn't be pushing so hard that they end up getting that person because it could be a reach.
Right.
And in Telesco, I agree. He's done good with the Chargers in the past. The Chargers just suck, no matter who they pick.
Yeah.
And with them, a lot of their issue was the coaches they picked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they what's his name? The Spanos. He never wanted to spend money on a coach.
Yeah, this is cheap.
That was cheap. Yeah. They drafted.
I think before the deadline of the trade deadline, we should have had a fire sale, if you ask me.
But who did we have that people were going to buy, though?
Everybody, let everybody go.
Yeah.
Andre James would have been one. I would not have been mad about.
Put up whoever you want. If all you're looking for now is draft picks, that's all I care about. I don't really want reciprocated players back to us. We can do that from just taking from other people's scout teams.
Right.
I want the draft picks. I want more draft equity comes next year. So the more picks we have, the more we can move around and move up. Because we move up to the second round, but we gave up a fourth this year and a fifth next year. I'm for that. I'm all for that. The more players you can bring in for training camp, the better your chances are to find the right fit for everything you need. That's what we don't do.
And you got to give the regimes time to do that. That's the other part.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. We do that. But then you got to let those guys be here long enough to develop those players, to build that core with these players, not get rid of them. And then now you're left off. These aren't my guys, so they're out of here. I'm going to get rid of them.
You definitely need better talent evaluators too, because I don't know whoever evaluated Leatherwood, but that was a complete bust.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That was John fucking Gruden, bro.
Well, if he took advice from somebody, he should have been fired. Whoever got the advice from, that was horrible.
To this day, I
saw that, bro. Devontae LeGuat. That made me smile, bro. Watching Devontae miss that touchdown made me smile so much.
Oh, you see, I was laughing. I was like, you did not just drop that ball.
Yeah, and I have him on my fantasy, so I would have been cool with him scoring. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck you, bro.
But I laughed. I was laughed. I was like, all right, there you go.
Yeah, no, but I think that's the big part too, that you realize with the dysfunction with the drafting and the front office, and you gotta have a certain unit and give them time to build their fucking team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where also changing head coaches and GMs every 2 years, 3 doesn't help either.
And that's another thing. Yeah.
There's no consistency.
Now you're starting because then you got people coming in, getting rid of players that you probably should keep, but they don't fit your style of system. And it's like,
not only that, but to get someone to come here, to get someone to come here, you're going to have to pay them more because your organization has developed a reputation of giving up on people.
Yeah.
You know,
like,
how do I know I'm going to come
coach? That's the problem. Who wants to come here?
Yeah. Because I remember hearing who was that about Sean Payton when he interviewed, he was going to come here before he went or whatever, and then I think it was Parcells that told him, like, don't do it. Like that place is so fucked up. Al Davis tries to control everything. It's not going to be in the best interest for you. So then he talked him out of coming over here because of the dysfunction, you know. And that's the kind of shit that happens. And I get it. At that time, I get it. Al was a legend back in the day in his mind. But towards the end, bro, come on. Let's be real. You know, so I can understand why someone would tell you, nah, don't go there. Like, don't go there. They're pretty fucked up organization at this point. Yeah.
Because he used to make the pick. Yeah, times are different.
Yeah, times are different now.
It is, bro. It's a way different league. It's so pass happy. Like I get mad because I'm a defensive player. Like this weekend is Baltimore Steelers, and it's not like how it used to be. Like to me, back in the day, Baltimore Steeler was a slobber knocker, damn near boxing.
It was a defensive battle.
You know, yeah. But now because the NFL is different, and I get it, player safety. Even earlier when I saw Tua trying to tackle someone, like, bro, what are you doing? Like you just had a bunch of concussions. Like, why are you leading with your fucking head? Like, come on, like be smarter than that. But yeah, it's a different league for sure. But you do still see some defensive coming back. Like I like the Bronco Chiefs game for that reason. Because to me, it was a defensive battle. You know? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Peace out, Mike. Take it easy, brother. Yeah. See, Al was throwing money at dudes that didn't even want to play. You remember when he would sign the Super Bowl MVP?
Oh yeah. He did it with from the Cowboys. What the hell?
Gave fucking Larry Brown an outrageous fucking contract. Oh my god, bro!
And he was horrible.
He was horrible because he had that interception against Neil O'Donnell in the Super Bowl, right? Yeah. Like,
really, Neil O'Donnell. I mean, come on, it's not like he was Joe Montana out there and you got an interception from him. It was Neil O'Donnell.
It was fucking Neil O'Donnell, bro. It was Neil O'Donnell out there.
Yeah. He always had this weird way of drafting play because he was involved in all those drafts too.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people complain about Mark not being a football knowledge guy. You know, maybe he makes more business decisions than he does football decisions for the Raiders. So now with Tom being around, do you guys think Tom will have more of that football owner influence, or is Tom just?
Oh yeah, he'll be chirping in Mark's ear saying this is what we need to do. Which I guess I'm okay with it. Still can't stand the fucker. I'd still love to punch him in the face.
Yeah, same here.
I don't like him, even though he's part of the Raider organization. I still can't stand him.
Right. You still can't stand him.
Yeah,
the one thing I hate about living in New England.
I've never liked him.
I know.
He's from Northern California. He went to Michigan and he was in New England. That's all bad. All of it.
So I was the only one that was gonna be excited about him being our quarterback.
Look, I would have taken it, but I was like,
yeah.
I would have accepted that. I would have accepted that, but I'll be.
But see, I think things will change with Tom there because he's vested now. He's got money on this.
He's got money in it, right?
Yeah, he does.
So I mean, he's not going to want us to suck and start losing money, even though they're really not going to lose money with the Raiders organization. It's a cash cow in Vegas. I mean,
look at how much the value of the team is increasing.
Oh my God, it went from millions to $1 billion, right? What's it valued at?
$5-6 billion almost, yeah.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? I was like, can you imagine ticket prices if we were actually good?
Oh, and that's the crazy part, John. Because the first year, remember how much they were, and that was before we realized how bad we were. Like that first Steeler game we went to, like we paid almost $300-400 for those tickets. and we were up top, bro. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
And and it was like, dude, it's. I was like, man, this is that much now. And I go, imagine if we actually, start actually winning some games and start being competitive and start making the playoffs. I was like, man, those tickets are gonna be through the roof.
Right now they're dropping because this is like, fuck, it's crazy how much they are right now. They're more than what people would want to pay because they want to pay $50 like